It's the last part of the narcissistic cycle, the discard, when the narcissist decides that they need someone else to go and try to get their supply from. There's another part, though, the hoover, where the narcissist returns and attempts to lure you in. This can happen multiple times. Does it ever end, though? Does the narcissist ever really leave and deliver that final discard? What I want to do in this video is go over a couple of different scenarios that narcissists might do, because everyone's situation is different. I also want to talk about my ideas and my thoughts on the final discard. Some narcissists discard and hoover over and over again, and there is no final discard. The narcissist continues to return as long as they feel like they have something to possibly gain. And that doesn't always mean that they want to get back together. They can hoover for whatever they might need. Money, they might attempt at some false fake friendship just to continue to have access to you and what's going on in your life, even just to fight with you. So they can torment you, berate you, and belittle you to get that really nice ego boost that they're so desperate for all the time. Not all hoovers and returns and them trying to get back into your life are, "Oh my God, I love you, I miss you." Now, some of them are, but not all. It really wasn't even the way that I got hoovered, so not all hoovers are created equal. Eventually, though, most of them get bored. What you deliver isn't perfect. As we know, they love their perfection, their ridiculous standards of everybody else except themselves. And we just don't cut it anymore. They need the new supply, the rush, the love bombing, and all of that, so they don't return anymore. Some leave, but they keep watching you. Narcissists are notoriously possessive folks. They can stalk you on social media, go to places that you go, drive past your house like a total creeper, things like that. Even though they're not reaching out, you're not speaking, there's this no contact happening, they're still attempting to keep tabs. Again, some of them do this, but not all. But is there really a final discard? Yes, there is. But this topic is something that to me is a little bit tricky to cover because there's just so many different variables here. There's covert narcissism. There's overt narcissism, the more classic thing that we think about when we think about narcissists. There's malignant narcissism. On top of narcissism, they might be dealing with other issues. There's substance abuse issues, which alters the brain. They might have a mental illness, for example. Maybe they have more than one in conjunction with a personality disorder. Some mental illnesses can look like personality disorders and vice versa. Some pair with narcissism and they exacerbate the disorder and they make it worse. So all of that can happen. There's attachment disorders and attachment issues, abandonment issues that you can wrap all into this. So while it's still a very basic game plan, it's the love bombing, the devaluing, the discard, and 99% of them will hoover at least once. It will look different because you and I are all different people. Narcs are all different people. I still want to try to cover this, though, the best that I can. Obviously, all of this ends a lot quicker with your help and hard work. If someone's repeatedly hoovering, they need to be blocked. More drastic measures might need to be taken, depending on what kind of a person you're dealing with and what their issues are. But you choosing to be done is one way that this cycle does end. Otherwise, you're kind of leaving it up to them to decide that they're done with you. And I just don't think it's wise when a person really wants to take advantage of you and just use you for all you've got. I'm sorry, I'm just not going to put the ball in your court. I'm going to go on ahead and decide that I'm done. If you'd like to talk with me one-on-one and get some counseling and coaching from a survivor who's gone through the healing process and understands exactly what you're going through, you can visit jess-stanley.square.site. It's on the screen for you. And of course, there's a link down in the video description. You can book chat sessions with me there, as well as get a full list of services that I offer. You can also just send an email to bookachatwithjess@gmail.com. I'm more than happy to send you that same information, and I look forward to hearing from you. I don't think narcissists like to deliver the final discard. I'm not even sure that when they're doing it, they actually realize that this is the final time. I'm not even really sure they know they're doing it. If I take what I know about narcissists and narcissism and what I've learned over the last 4.5 years, how addicted they are to the attention, the supply, and the people, would they ever really want to let a source go, no matter how little, quote unquote, they get from them? See, I just simply don't think so. To me, narcissists are ruled by fear, and that's why, in my opinion, they make so many of these awful decisions. They're scared of so much. I have a million videos about all the, multiple things they're afraid of. And so they just jump from fear-based decision to fear-based decision, and usually from the frying pan into the fire, doing what they feel will most benefit them in the moment. And I think this is why so little that they do makes any logical sense, because it's not logical. They're scared and they're scrambling around, and all they're concerned with is getting from A to B, and they're just not even really worried about the rest of the alphabet. They just go one step at a time, fear-based choice to fear-based choice. I think the last time is actually probably pretty hard on them, because if you had a place in their harem, well, see, now they need to shuffle everybody around. Everyone gets a new rank and a new number. They need to, of course, get in that new supply because they have to make up for what you were providing. That little void has to be filled. And I mean, come on now. You're making them work for it. We know they don't like hard work. I don't know. Maybe I'm rambling. Maybe none of this makes just any sense at all. It's hard for me to explain my idea on this, but I feel like there's a time when, of course, it absolutely ends, but I truly feel like a narcissist wants the ability to be able to come back forever, and not being able to do so, I feel like that has to bother them at least a little bit. When I got hoovered, I entertained it for 2 weeks. I had questions I wanted answers to. I had started learning about narcissism. I wanted to test my new ideas, theories, and knowledge to see, was the behavior a match? It was, by the way, but after 2 weeks, I completely ghosted the narcissist. I was petty and hurt, and I won't even sit here and lie. But nonetheless, I ghosted, I walked away, and I never spoke again. The narcissist never thought I would do that, and I was never hoovered again. Why would I be? The fragile little ego was hit. They were stunned. But that was my situation that was personally tailored, obviously, to me. Some of them don't leave as easily as all of that. But clearly in my situation, what I did was enough for this person to say, I could keep trying, but she walked away once. I can't control her. She's over it and she doesn't care anymore. And that was essentially my final discard. Tell me, of course, what you think down in the comments. Did I make sense at all? Probably not. Do you agree with anything I had to say? And of course, if you have a different opinion or idea, feel free to share it. Please subscribe for more videos about narcissistic abuse awareness, education, and support. Also consider becoming a channel member to support my work here and get extra content. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great day, survivor, and take care of yourself.